sure. Nice to have me here.
Okay. Can you tell me a bit about yourself and your background?
Okay. So I, well, obviously male, attractive male, from originally from South Korea, but now I'm in the U.S. and I'm a U.S. citizen, and then I am a professor in Utah State University in
Okay,
U.S.
yeah.
Yes.
And what do you do there?
I do teaching and then research, and then of course some professional service are required also at the same time. Yes.
Okay. And into what topics?
So for the research cases, I do data mining or business intelligence so that I can find some useful and hidden pattern from large amount of data set so that I can provide such insight for the business manager to maximize their business profit. Yes.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Now you've presented a paper today. What was the paper about?
So the main objective of the paper I present today is to present a new booking cancellation integration system so that the business manager in tourism sector can maximize their profit in the case of abrupt or unexpected last minute cancellation or no-shows. Yes.
And how does that work?
So most of the times, there are many studies have done to answer such kind of cases, but most of studies have trying to identify some common characteristic of cancel the booking, but most of the time that does not work. For example, they found that the booking with long lead time are most likely canceled.
Okay.
But then, that makes sense because there are many internal and external risk factors over a long time period, and then when we assume uniform distribution of such risk factors, when you have a longer lead time, obviously they are more likely to be canceled.
Okay.
But
yeah.
then when you apply that finding to strategy, your own intervention system, there's a
You want to be able
problem.
to predict.
That's right. So the thing is that you cannot simply deny the booking with longer lead time simply because they are most likely to be canceled,
Sure,
right?
yeah.
So therefore, you have to come up with some new way to incorporate such finding. So the way I implement is now use such lead time as a control variable to divide the data set into different sub data set with similar lead time. So that now for each sub data set I divide, then I can divide divide and then the train those algorithms to each sub-data. So then now, whatever prediction I got from each sub-data set, now will be really meaningful for the decision maker to use such information to make their new their cancellation policy or intervention system because they have now similar lead time. So therefore, there's no bias occurring that.
Yeah, so the prediction per group is become better.
That's right. That's
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Makes
So
sense.
now, so then one challenge associated with such approaches this time is that even though now we solve one problem, then there's another problem we create by doing so. The
What's that
lead,
problem?
yeah, that's right. The main problem is that when we do that, the thing is those the class distribution between canceled and non-canceled, the bookings are very different. So, example, about there are 95% of data set in those one of the sub data set is non-canceled. Only 5% of are canceled. So therefore, then there is a 95 and 5% of split. So in such those imbalanced data set, any prediction model does not work because you can just simply, for example, predict every booking as non-canceled. Then you have a 95% of accuracy.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense,
But
right?
thankfully, most cancellations
That's right.
are cancelled, right?
That's
Otherwise,
right. I
there's
mean,
no business.
yeah, you can say, yeah, tomorrow will be sunny day because it is very bright, the fall season. That it doesn't work, right, that way. So we need to really then incorporate the cost-sensitive learning we sometimes mentioned so that we can change the class weight so that we can actually favor prediction model that correctly predict minority classes more importantly so that we can change that, for example, 1 to 100. So therefore, we get 100 times more important when the prediction model correctly identify canceled the booking, which is minor classes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And will this model be used in real time in your business?
Yeah, so I just explained about that this model can be applied to tourism sector, obviously. But then more in general, this system can be used in any business setting as long as there is a huge I think the gap between model developers and then the business setting application, because model developer, as a model developer, you just simply design, which variable is more important to distinguish, canceled and non-canceled booking. But when you're trying to actually implement it, it doesn't work because we cannot simply ignore, the booking with long lead time, right? So anything you find out from model developer perspective should be modified to actually make it work in real settings. So I'm trying to leverage or fill the gap between those two different worlds in this research.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had a presentation about that? How
Yep.
did it go?
Oh, I think it went pretty well. I think the audience will understand what I'm trying to present, and then also they'll ask some good question, relevant questions. So I'm really actually pleased. Yeah.
Okay, it's good to hear.
Yeah.
What did you do in the conference so far?
So far, I think I really enjoy it, but this is the first time for me to come over here. So I was really wondering, what's going on over here. But I think the way the committee actually organized the conference in digital platform and the way they interact, and then actually you were one of those organizing my session. And then, I was surprised that all presenters actually finished their presentation in time. That was really surprising to me. So I'm really happy the way it works here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything you're still looking forward to?
Oh, well, I'm looking for some, those tour today. So I
Yeah,
really
of course.
look for it. And then many kind of friendship I can build over here. So I really enjoy it.
So
And then I'm
connecting with
really,
other people in the conference as well?
yeah. Actually, you interrupt my conversation with those colleagues in the lunchtime. I mean, we really have some good time. And those are really funny guys. I really enjoy that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, there should be enough time for that, so hopefully you can pick it up again.
Sure, absolutely, yeah.
Well, enjoy the rest of the conference. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.